problem. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, they are the powers that should be involved. It's their backyard. This is their interest, and quite frankly, they have credibility there. They're the Muslims there. They speak the same language. They have the same culture. They're not the foreign white devil. They're just
well. That's the whole difference, though, because if the state loses this fight, you are going to see those people disappear, because what are they? The Alawites is pretty much what Al-Assad is. He's an Alawite Muslim. They were the minority that ended up with all the power, which put him in the position that they're in right now. So once they lose power, they are going to be dusted by all the Sunnis. The Sunnis are going to sweep them and genocide them like they did when they had the chances out on the outskirts when all this other stuff was going on.
Right.
So that's like another twist to this whole thing that makes answering that question extremely hard.
Almost impossible. When you talk specifically about the Muslim faith and all of that with the Sunnis and the Shiites and all of that, I mean, you've got people living side by side that hate each other as much as they hate us.
Exactly.
So,
but you have a worldwide outcry for, hey, America needs to get more involved.
Until we do.
And then,
well, the right way.
But what is the right way?
And that's the problem. Until we know what exactly is going on and who's involved and who's pulling the strings, again, it's another question that you really just can't throw out an answer. It's not like it was in 15 years ago when no one even cared, and they knew so little about the area that they could have summed it up into a sentence like, I don't give a Shiite, I'd Sunni kill you.
Right.
But now, like once you really get into the meat of it, it is so complex. Like I said, this was like a quagmire just to do this show, because the research that I was doing, it was so much that definitively I can't give an answer to that. Like, I do believe those people need help. I'm not shunning them in any way. I feel for them. That sucks, and it's bullshit that it's happening to them. But given the depth that we were already involved up until this point, and all the way that the powers are twisting, which would set off a world war like we haven't seen in years, I really don't know how to get into that.
And tomorrow's 9/11. So think about that.
Happy birthday, Osama bin Laden?
No, but seriously.
Too soon.
Too soon. No, tomorrow's 9/11. Why did 9/11 even occur? It's because of our involvement in the Middle East over there.
Ostensibly, because now you're back to, did 9/11 occur? Why? Why did 9/11 occur, brother? We wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah, I need a 3-hour special for that.
I mean, so that's you're back to chasing your own tail at that point.
And if that's the circle that we're going around in, then shouldn't we be worried about, let's fix things here? Let's do what China did and say, screw the rest of the world. Let's fix things here.
China didn't really fix things where they were. They just kind of
they hide it all, man.
Raised production levels.
Well, that's what we need to do. We need to raise production levels and pay off some of that debt.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You
Stop spending trillions of dollars on defense globally.
There's miles and miles of unused buildings. I mean, just in Providence, there's tons of space. So we got a lot of homeless, a lot of people with no place to live, but we have buildings that are empty and that have been empty since I've lived here for the past 12 years. And, do something with that. Invest the money in our own communities. Let's make it so we're not struggling. I mean,
some states have done that. They've had programs to where they were looking at the homeless program, and the best way to handle it was to deal with the housing issue and give these people homes so they couldn't be homeless. And now they can walk towards having a platform to stand on, towards working towards getting that job to where you can't because you don't have a mailing address or all the other problems that happen with getting a job because you're homeless. But everyone's not on the same page. A lot of people don't care, and they rather keep that building empty just to spite,
Well, and a lot of people are more concerned with the picture of a child washed up on the beach over in Syria.
Well, and that was, how, if we do come home, you're going to just turn your back, you're going to ostensibly let all these people die and be massacred and I hate to use the Hitler argument, but potentially, this is why we started it. Are we going to let another Hitler come to power? You've already got ISIS seizing territory and countries out there. You're going to let another world war problem fester, and then we have to get involved. So, I mean, again, you're just chasing your tail. And as far as picking and choosing, can we step in and solve the world's problems? People say, oh, well, you picked Syria and you didn't pick that. So do we go everywhere that there's a problem? And
Well, that's the thing, though. We pick and choose. We never do that.
But don't you have to? Can we be everywhere solving the world's problems? We can't be, right?
No.
So we can either come back and not help anybody, or pick and choose and help some people that we somehow decide. I mean, there's just no.
Haven't there been repercussions though for every single time that we've chosen to get involved?
Yeah, we got involved. We ended up backing the people who became ISIS.
Yeah, but
by
even
toppling
World War
over-
II.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every skirmish, but out there, it's been the same thing in a row, and you have a bunch of people looking at us, watching us do that there.
And meanwhile, this is all everything we're saying was supposed to be why the United Nations was formed.
Right.
Yet they're not doing it, and whenever we
Well,
let
every
them,
time a vote came up to do something, to step into that, China and Russia blocked
sure
the vote.
Sure. So they're powerless,
And they
even
have
when
interests
They do,
as well,
you can
so.
go back to Serbia and Slobodan Milosevic in the '90s, and the United States stayed out of that.
Yep.
And the United States policy, their official policy, was that's a European problem. We're going to let you, Europe, deal with it. And so they sent in troops, UN troops from Finland and France, and those troops got their asses handed to them. And the bad guy Serbian troops, whichever ones they were, put on the UN uniforms and acted like UN peacekeepers and herded tens of thousands of people into death camps.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the United States stayed out of that one, and we did what we were supposed to do according to the world UN. Let's all, and look what happened. And those people who died, or the people who their loved ones were all turning around and saying, "Where was the United States when we needed them?"
Yeah, but then when we left, those same people were doing interviews saying, damn the United States for being here.
Exactly. So it's all dependent on who's twisting the news to you.
So maybe we just need to take everything over.
Yeah, we need to get our country
Let's
back.
take everyone
So
over.
we're the
Go back to the
we're
greenbacks.
So we're the Hitler here.
We need to just jump in balls deep and just get it over with. Because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being second guessed.
Agreed.
All right
Yeah,
then.
I mean,
All right then.
Question mark, dot, dot,
Who's
dot.
going to write that note to the president? Hey, listen, guys, this segment's running a little long. We got one more segment coming at you. Want to play a little music from a band called Highly Suspect, a song called Lydia. You're listening to 13 Folds Radio on rifreeradio.org.
Black ocean, cold and dark. I am the hungry shark, fast and merciless. But the only girl that could talk to him just couldn't swim. Tell me what's worse than this. And the echoes in the halls, they dance along the walls. The memories of your ghosts. You were the one that I used to love, and I'm still in love, and I never loved you the most. I've seen better days, so afraid in my youth. I can't breathe, restless believe. You give me everything you had, every little thing you had, of your love unrehearsed. I've seen your best words and not your words, you're still the best, but at my best I am the worst. It's a curse, your eyes are lined in pain. Black tears don't hide in rain, and I tied you to the tracks. When I turned around, I heard the sound, I hit the ground, I know there's no turning back. I've seen better days, so unafraid in my youth. I can't breathe, restless, believe the truth. Better days, so afraid in my youth. I can't dark, fast and merciless. But the only girl that could talk to him, she couldn't swim. Tell me what's worse than this. What's worse is all the coke, the ice that numbs my throat, if only for the night. My muscles will contract, your bones will crack, it's just a fact, 'cause I am here to win this fight. I can't fucking breathe, much less believe the truth. I pick up a gun, aim for the sun, and shoot. There are days set in my head in my youth. I can't breathe or believe the truth. Your eyes are lined in pain, black tears don't hide in rain, and I tied you to the tracks. When I turned around, I heard that sound. You've got all of these rules, and I wanna bend them. You ain't got nothing to lose, neither do